All right, we're live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics. Thank you, one and all, for taking the time to check out my small little YouTube channel, whether you're watching this live or you're watching it later. This is live, so we always do any unboxings live. Well, basically, I do all of my videos live at this point, but I like doing these live, especially the unboxings from this video is from EGS, but I also do PGX unboxings because I like to make sure nothing is edited, there's no trickery, there's nothing that will try and make a video or a company look good or bad by trying to chop up a video to either make it look favorable or make it look not favorable. I like to do these live so you can see the experience as I do, and you can formulate your own opinion on whether this is a company you'd like to use. This is my EGS comic unboxing. Like PGX, I had a recent deal with EGS. Tony from EGS, and shout out to Tony, the owner of EGS, contacted me back in around July or August of this year and said that they like the video content. They like the fact that I am extremely, well, you know, try to my best at being accurate and honest with my shared experiences, and wanted to do business with me. I do not have a contract with EGS, so I am under no obligation to say anything other than my shared experience, and I do not get paid by them. There are no contracts signed. That's very important to me if I'm going to do business with anybody, because I don't ever want to be restricted in sharing my honest opinion about something, and I don't want to just say good things just for the sake of saying them if it's something I do not believe in. So both EGS and PGX, the owners both understand and appreciate that. And I think my subscribers, the few people that view my videos, appreciate me sharing my experience and not just reading from a script that I'm told to say. So this way I can give my honest assessment. You could see it from an honest, make your own honest assessment, and go from there. So by all means, go with whatever grading company you want if you want to get your comics graded. This is an EGS video, so if you want to ever try them out, the benefits for me is I get 2 books every month that I could send in to get graded, pressed and dry cleaned, which they do in-house pressings and dry cleanings. Signature verification, if it needs it, they do in-house signature verification. And I get these for free. I have to, of course, pay for the shipping to send them there. They get, hopefully, some advertisement, so they can maybe get a couple of new people here and there. Tony knows I'm not a large channel, so kudos to him for wanting to deal with somebody that's basically, you know, a nobody in this community at this point, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But there's a benefit for you guys as well, and you can check the description for any and all types of discounts and codes that I offer. If you ever want to check out my Patreon, for example, or order a mystery box, that is in the description. But if the benefit for you guys, if you want to try EGS, if you send in 10 or more books and use the code We Love Comics Free Press, you will get one of your comics pressed for free. Like I say all the time, unless you don't care, I would specifically, if you have a specific comic you want to get pressed, make sure you mention that. Otherwise, they'll just pick a random one. But also, you can get, with the code We Love Comics, $5 off your order. So you'll get 2 things with EGS. $5 off your order, and 1 free pressing if you send 10 or more books to EGS. So all the information is in the description. Make sure you check out their website, and give them a try if you haven't tried them. So, as you can see on the bottom of the screen that's scrolling right now, and this is my AI art, I wanted to show the powerful women these days in the MCU, how she can just go toe-to-toe with the Incredible Hulk. Hopefully you'll see the sarcasm and the humor in that. And if you do and you want to hit the like button, that's awesome. But you can see below is a scrolling thing about trades that I'm looking to acquire. Check out the video I did about a month ago where I show all of the books that I'm willing to trade, and every one of them is graded, so you don't have to worry about, you know, guessing what a grade might be for any or all of those books. So if you're anybody out there that has one of those books, or maybe something that is not on the list that you think I might be interested in, contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, and I would love to do a trade with you. It's a way to show my subscribers that you don't always necessarily need money to be able to get the things that you desire. So I haven't made any trades yet, but, you know, you never know. Like the lottery, you got to be in it to win it. So we got a couple of people already here. We got 8 viewers, so welcome to the 8 viewers. 2 of you were kind enough to hit the like button. So Agu Rhythm is here. GT Key Comic, one of my moderators, is here. And Back Issue Bin. So welcome, you 3 lovely people of the comic book community. Hopefully you'll enjoy this video. All right, so let's put on the video camera so you can see. And sorry for the delay in making this video. This past weekend was actually my birthday weekend. My birthday is November 9th, so I turned a grand total of 21 for the 60th time. Now, I turned 53, so I'm getting up there, as you can tell by the wonderful non-dyed beard, because I will never be one of those people that dyes their facial hair to make themselves look younger. But yeah, so my wife was kind enough to make me an awesome birthday cake, and we celebrated together for the weekend. So sorry about the delay to this. Comics Corner is here. He says hello back. All right, so here is the box. There may be 3 books in this, because if you watch the first video, they made a mistake in the Art Thibbert original artwork. And that was basically my fault, so I can't say they actually made a mistake, because I assumed, because I knew I was the one that sent in a piece of original art. I knew it was Wolverine, but I never mentioned it, and they saw it as Batman. So on the thing, it said original art of Batman. So I wanted to make sure that was right. And plus, they also, one of my subscribers, you know, you guys are more on tune with these things than I am sometimes, that noticed they spelled Art Thibbert's name wrong. So I figured it was worth getting that rechecked. And Back Issue Bin says, happy birthday. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, when you get to my age at this point, birthdays, you know, they are what they are. Moving here because of the situation that happened the past 2 or 3 years, if you know what I'm talking about, it's been very hard to meet new people. So it was just me and the wife, because all of my family is in other states. So it was nice to spend time with my wife for my birthday. But that's why this was delayed. So there should be 2, but there may be 3 in this one. If there's only 2, that just means it'll come in probably the next group, because they allow me to do this each and every month. And like I said, don't forget to check in the description, because not only do you have the discount codes for EGS, you also have links to my Patreon if anybody ever wants to join that. There's no special features there. That's just to help support the channel, because I do not believe in having to have people pay to get extra stuff, extra content. That's me personally. I would never charge somebody for information. And I do see 3 comics, so it looks like it will be in this one that they changed it. So, but if you want to help with my channel, because some of you may or may not know, I've been employed now going on a month. And it's been fun. One of the things I like about EGS is packaging. This is unlike any other grading company I've ever seen, and I really like this. They put these, as you can see, they're kind of indented and jagged on the top and bottom of the box, and the ridges allow up to about 4 to 6. I guess I'm not sure if they would use the edges, but at least 4 comics in here to keep them separated. And then I'll show when I take these out. I want to make sure. Okay, so I can't see the grade, but I saw the front, so I wanted to turn it. They also put these on the side, and these can hold up to 3 comics. So they put it on both sides of these, which keeps them separated. And so far, I mean, this is only the 2nd time I've worked with them, but so far the comics have arrived safely, so I really like their packaging. One thing I have definitely said that I recommend, and they have not done yet, is I really think, because of the separation, I really think they should fill the spaces with probably like packing peanuts, because when it's separated like that, who knows if it can bend or anything like that. So basically, the more protection, you know, the safer it is for not only you, but for them, because, you know, if something gets broken in shipment, you know, the company should be responsible. So you can see they added, like I said, they added one of these on the bottom as well. I like to save these. They will come in handy the next time I do an auction. All right, so there are 3 comics. So let me first cover the grades, because I want... Actually, you know what? Let's just turn them over, and we'll go from there. All right. Let me... And I will tell you what I paid for these books. Any significance, if there is any. And then if I have... well, I'll tell you what I predicted the grades were. Keep in mind, when I do my predictions, it's based on what I think they will be after a pressing and dry cleaning. So depending on what is causing, you know, the pressable defects, you know, you can get some big bumps in upgrades with the pressing. So I always recommend, no matter what company you choose to use, really should get your comics pressed and dry cleaned, because it can dramatically increase the value of your comics, unless you don't care about that stuff. So here we go. Let's go with the first one. And we've got... Okay, so this is the one that was the mistake. Now, let me put it this way. This was an original piece of artwork that I got at my only Comic-Con back in the 90s that I went to in New York. And Art Thibbert was there, and I remember waiting online, and I was going to get one of the comics signed, and then somebody in front of me was talking about getting original pieces of art. So I thought that was a cool idea. Never thought about that. I always got books just signed. And this is back in the days where they didn't charge for this stuff. I mean, the guy was really nice and asked me what I wanted, and I asked him for a quick sketch of Wolverine. So not only did he do the sketch, but he did sign it. And this is just a backing board from the comic I was originally going to have him sign. Because even though they did it for free, I only would get maybe 1 or 2 things signed from a artist or writer or whatever back in the days. I used to hate it when there would be people that would put 20 books in front of a person and ask them to sign them all. To me, I always thought that was just tacky, so I never did it. I think the most I've ever had anyone sign was 2. Because I remember Mike Zeck was signing, and the person in front of me literally put down like a stack of 20 comics. And he was kind enough to sign them all, but yeah, I had 2 of them to have him sign. I just think that was just taking advantage of somebody's kindness. But then again, you know, back in those days, they didn't charge for signatures. All right, so let's see if they corrected it. Originally, they put it on the certificate of authenticity that it was a Batman sketch. So it's just artwork. And let's see, Wolverine sketch art, ink sketch by Art Thibbert. And they did write the name correctly this time. So it does confirm it. And it does come with a certificate of authenticity. So it does write that Wolverine sketch, no grade, no certification. So let me ask, Tony, if you watch this, it says EGS art label, no grade, no certification. So, correct me if I'm wrong. When it says no certification, does that mean you did not certify its authenticity? So if Tony, and I know you watch my videos, if you can, let me know about that. Because that could lead to somebody selling something that is not authentic. So I don't have to worry about it because I got this done well, I didn't do it, but I was the one who got this to happen. I was there at the Comic-Con and asked Art Thibbert to do this artwork, and I've had it ever since. So it does say Wolverine's sketch art, ink sketch by Art Thibbert. So it does say the ink sketch by Art Thibbert. But the confusing thing is, on the back, it says EGS art label, no grade, obviously, because it's not a comic book, it's just a backing board, but it says no certification. So I would really like to know what that really entails, the word no certification. Because I will be perfectly honest, if somebody was to send in a piece of artwork and it wasn't legit, and they just take somebody's word for it, if that's what that means, then there would be, obviously there would always be people that will take advantage of stuff like that. Because they'll, like, let's say, for example, if what I think that means, and I could be wrong, and I hope it will be clarified, but if this was not certified in the sense of what I think that word means, then if this was somebody who just drew this themselves and said, for example, Todd McFarlane did it, and it says Wolverine sketch art, ink sketch by Todd McFarlane, and it really wasn't, then that could open up a big can of worms. So I hope that's not the case. And like I said, this is why I want to be honest. I appreciate the fact that a company wants me to do business with them, allows me to speak freely, and will offer me, like I said, I don't get paid, but I get 2 comics pressed and dry cleaned and graded for free. And I'm very grateful. But that doesn't mean, because of that, I am going to not share my true feelings on something. And again, I could be not interpreting that correctly. So just to show it, that's what it says. So if they did not certify it as authentic, that can open up a big can of worms. And that's not good. When I get an update on that, and I hope Tony will leave a message in the comment section, because like I said, he does watch my videos. If I am mistaken by that, please clarify, and I will do an update. So, this was corrected. Wolverine sketch art, they thought it was Batman. I mean, honestly, I can't blame them. It's not like it looks like Bozo the Clown or anything. So, it's just a side view. But you can see a little bit of, the fins on the top of Wolverine's hat, or helmet, or whatever you want to call it, cowl. But I could see where they could have thought that was Bruce Wayne. And again, that was my fault because I didn't specify what the drawing was. Because I've never sent in an original piece of art before, because it's the only one I have. So, we'll see what happens with that. But, like I said, if I get an update, I will absolutely go with it. Alright, so this is actually... Okay, so this is actually not the second set of books that I sent in. This is actually the third set, because I don't see the grade, but I see the word Uncanny Avengers. So this is the one that I sent in October. So I'm going to have to see if they got my September one, because this is technically the third one I sent in. So, I mean, that could go out of order, but let's see what happens. So this is Uncanny Avengers #1. This is signed by Stan Lee. Now this one had some ink rub. I have a feeling that happened when Stan Lee signed this. Now, this, I'm not sure if it had a certificate of authenticity when I bought it. So I was taking the chance, but I know Stan Lee's signature. So I am pretty confident that the signature, it was legit, because I have several of Stan Lee's signatures, and it always pays to make sure you know what you're doing. But, there are forgeries out there for a reason. GTK Comics says, question, if it states no certification, what is the point? How would the buyer know the sketch is authentic? That's exactly what I'm talking about, GTK Comic. That's why I want to find out about that. Because, yes, if it's not authenticated, then basically that is just for your own personal use. I know for a fact that's genuine because I got it done, but I'm also not a dishonest person on eBay that would sell fake stuff to try and take advantage of people. So like I said, I will get an update, but if that is true, then it would not be realistically beneficial to send in that kind of thing, which most people don't do anyway. They send in comics. So in the long run, it's not a major thing because, I doubt they get 50,000 original pieces of artwork every day. But that is something that would be a voice of concern. And, to me, that has to be addressed if that's the case. So, let's get on to this. I paid $75 for this. Usually a Stan Lee signature will bump up a comic at least $100, if not more. It's a generic comic book. It was the blank sketch variant of Uncanny Avengers, so it doesn't have any major significance, I do not believe. I got it strictly for the price because of Stan Lee's signature. Because of the ink rub, I wasn't sure how much they would deduct from the grading on it, so I had a wider range. I put between an 8.5 and a 9.2 with white pages. So let's see what the grade is. Alright, so there we go, right in the middle. So it's not major ink rubs. There's like 3 little spots. I thought it was on the side, but it's probably hard to see. But I really think the only reason they're there is because they probably smudged when it was signed. But other than that, it looks good. So 9.0, white pages, that was to be expected. Yeah, no significance or anything. Signed by Stan Lee. So they do put grader's notes, not on the slab, but they include a certificate of authenticity. So they wrote corner scuff, top and bottom, left corner, front cover, ink smears on the front cover. Okay, so this was verified. So they have the label that says EGS Signature Series. And it doesn't say like it said on the other one. So this is a verified signature, not just stating that it says like the word Stan Lee. Because they do, and yes, I did say do, they do the signature verification. So I think for this book, $75 for a 9.0 signed Stan Lee book was definitely worth it. You could let me know in the comment section if you would spend $75 for this book for an authenticated Stan Lee signature. All right, so last one. We've got Harley Quinn #1. I believe this has 3 different signatures, if I can remember, but I know there's at least one. I paid a total of $28 for this book. When it comes to a newer book, I put between a 9.4 to a 9.8. Because just because a book might have been bought fresh off the shelf, that doesn't guarantee a 9.8. I never understood people that say, well, I got the book directly off the shelf the day it came out. Well, that doesn't guarantee anything. You know, you could have several people, you know, rummaging through the comics. It could just have folded or been placed into the rack not so gently. It could have been damaged in the shipping to get it there. So I don't understand the logic behind some people when the 9.8 people. But you know what? Whatever the grade is for $28, I am not going to complain. They did do one of the custom labels. I'm not a fan of any custom labels from any company. So I'm not going to dog on any particular company. It's not my cup of tea. But I want to show people, for the people who may like these things. That's exactly why when Tony asked me about it, and I said, honestly, you know, I'm not really into custom labels. And he said, well, do you not want them? I said, no, I do want them because it's not supposed to be about what I want. It's supposed to be what my customers and viewers might want. So I put these on so you guys can see the options. So I said between a 9.4 to 9.8. Let's see what the grade was, and then we'll go over the signatures from there. All right, so 9.4, so a lower end of the 3. Okay, so it does have 3 signatures, and it does verify, signed by Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiani, and Chris, can't read it, Chris Hardot, I believe is the name. One thing that, like I've said before, and I think they should really do this, because old people like me, unless you have glasses and I refuse to get them, vision starts to go. In my opinion, the font is too small. Now, obviously, for you youngsters, you young whippersnappers out there, that's not going to be a problem. So this is something just for an older generation that may have issues reading them. I think the fonts need to be a little bigger. That's just a cosmetic thing that doesn't say anything bad about them, but I think that it should be in a larger font so people can read it more clearly. I also believe the white lettering is too faded. They need to make that a brighter white so it stands out. Because even if you see it right here with the black part of the background, it's hard to see. So again, this is like kind of nitpicking little minor things. But I think the lettering needs to be bigger and brighter. Which obviously if you make it bigger, it's going to be, you know, it's the letters are going to expand a little bit, so you'll have more opportunity to put the color in. I definitely think they need to adjust their labels so they are brighter. So this is a newer company. They have some work that needs to be done, but there's nothing that says, oh my God, don't buy from them because of these problems. Now with the AI art thing, and I'll get an update when I find out, if they did not certify it, then it does not pay to get it sent in to get to get, you know, slabbed, unless you just want to hang it on your wall and you don't care. But if they do not certify this, the signature or the sketch, then that could lead a lot of dishonest people to say something is what it isn't. So hopefully you will get a response on that. Agu says, observation on the feel of the slab weight. The slab feels very sturdy. Weight feels good. It's got some thickness to it. The book has some movement in it. You can hear it a little bit. But unless you're playing Frisbee with your books, that's not going to really do anything. I mean, it's not like it's flying all over the place, but you could feel it's got a little bit of give. But overall, I mean, I haven't dealt with this company enough to see the long-term effects of shipments and how they will arrive. But I'll tell you this much. Their original slabs, where they had the stickers, I would not have agreed to work with them then. Because those were something you would have bought at a novelty store and hung up on your wall. These are 100 times better. It's kind of, I mean, like I said, it's basic in the sense of like the back. This is just like opinion as far as, you know, because they say art is speculative. In my opinion, the brown needs to be changed. But that's just my opinion. The wording needs to stand out. I mean, it's a fine slab. It's not bad. It's a heck of a lot better than their original slabs. They're the only company that I know of that has these. PGX has them, but you have to put them on. They put them already on, so that's cool for a convenience. But it's sturdy. I don't see any cracks and everything. They ship well. So the potential is there. And if they improve those minor things, it only makes them better. So these aren't deal breakers in my opinion. Like I said, if you're a 25-year-old person with 20/20 vision, the lettering's going to be fine for you. But there are people like me that are, you know, in their 50s and 60s that collect comic books where these smaller fonts may cause an issue. And the fact that, like, even with the grade, I mean, obviously you can see it, but you can see it's very dull. And I think that needs to stand out a little bit more. Now, as you can see, for example, EGS does the black in the background and the white here is one of the PGX books. See how that's brighter and it's larger and it stands out. So again, it's not a deal breaker. And these are things that can just make them better. And you have to give a new company some room to find their niche and find who they are. You know, CGC, CBS, even PGX have been around for over a decade. This company's only about 5 years old. So we need to give them the time, you know, to go through the growing pains. So these are minor things, but they are going in the right direction. So I'm going to find out about the other two comics. Hopefully they got them. Because, and I don't think this is what they do with everybody, but I have not gotten any notifications that they've received any of my comics. I did talk to Tony about that the first time. And he said, well, it's just, that's what happens with people that he does the deals with. They don't notify them. I think they should fix that. Because until I get notifications that they receive my books, I will be hesitant to send anything in of higher value. And again, that's just me as a person that's dealing with them. Because if you've purchased from EGS before, they do the notifications. He said specifically when he makes deals with other YouTubers for the free comics, they just, for some reason, chose to just not notify them. That I think they need to fix, but if you're a paying customer, that will not apply to you. So that's a different scenario. But as a person that wants to deal with a company, if I never get notification that they got the books, and the second set that I've sent in have not arrived yet, and I got the third set, and now I have to message them to see if they ever even got them because I was never notified, that gives me hesitation to send anything in of major value. And again, this is something new, but I'll find out about that. And when I get an update on the other part, I'll let you know. So this is what I mean about not ever wanting to sign a contract and not just saying things. Because again, I want to thank Tony for doing this. Tony, and that's the owner of EGS. Tony knows I have a small channel. He knows that I'm going to speak my mind. To me, you will never improve if you don't know what you need to improve. If everybody pats you on the back and says you're perfect, well, you're never going to grow because then you have nothing to change. I was a massage therapist since 1996. I'm technically still a massage therapist. I'm just not a licensed massage therapist here in Florida because during the past 2.5 years of a certain illness, it would have made no sense for me to renew my license because I wouldn't have been able to work on anybody. So I just basically have to go pay for the thing and I could become a massage therapist again if I wanted to. But when I first was a massage therapist and I worked on fellow massage therapists or people that I rented space from in salons that I rented at, I always wanted them to tell me what I did wrong. Because the things I did right, I didn't have to improve. So I never took offense if somebody said, well, maybe you're using too much oil, or maybe your pressure is too hard, or this, that, and the other thing. Because then I can improve it. So hopefully Tony, the owner of EGS, will hear my criticisms and not see it as personal attacks. I don't think that he would think that anyway. And see it as constructive criticism that can help the company become more of what the consumer wants. Now, again, some of these things are minor things that I am sharing my opinion about. Your opinion may vary. So they are going in the right direction. Their original slabs, and let's face it, they were not good. These are much better. They feel weighted. It's just cosmetic stuff that needs or would benefit from an improvement. It doesn't need to be improved, but it would benefit. So that's my opinion with these. If you appreciate being one of the few people on YouTube that will have a quote-unquote sponsorship and actually say what needs to be said and not just regurgitate what makes a company look good so they can make lots of money, then a thumbs up would help. If you check my Patreon, that's awesome. If you want to buy some of my comic book mystery boxes, that would be amazing as well. If you do go to the link, which is in the description, and you go to my website, you'll see a bunch of pyramids and soaps and things like that. Just scroll to the bottom and you'll see the comic section. And if you're looking to do any trades with some of the things that you see on the bottom of the screen right now, and I'd love to hear your opinion of my AI art, please go support that. It will help. But I hope people appreciate the fact that I am going to be blunt. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to share my point of view. And I think not only do my subscribers or viewers appreciate that and may even find it refreshing, because, like, for example, I will not watch the Marvels. I have no desire to watch stuff that, in my opinion, is nothing more than pandering, like the South Park episode, joining the Pandaverse. But I've seen some reviews of people that are praising it just so they can continue to get invited back to preview another movie so they can continue to make lots of money. I think it is disgusting. And how they become so popular by being so unethical is beyond me. And if that's what it takes to become popular, then I'm okay with never becoming popular. And if what I said here today, if I got a phone call tomorrow, said that they will no longer be using, my services with this agreement, I'd be perfectly fine with that. Because I didn't mislead my customers. I don't think that would be the case, because Tony's a really cool guy, the owner of EGS, and I think he will appreciate my honesty, and he will get back to me. So this was more for sharing my thoughts for you guys so you can make your own opinions. Now, again, keep in mind, certain things are going to be a little different from me because they're not making money off me. If they sell some books, they'll, other people, send their books to get graded, yes, they'll make money. But I mean, they're not making any money by my books that I'm sending in the sense of I'm not paying to get them graded. So I'm going to be treated a little bit differently than a paying customer. So my books may take a little bit longer to get back, for example. Or like I said, the notification of them arriving. That's different for me. It won't be the same for you. But I want to make things like that very clear so that it doesn't scare you away or make you think, oh, this is how a company acts. So, in my overall opinion, they are worth taking the chance on. If they do not verify or certify artwork, then unless you're just getting it slabbed to protect it and putting it on your wall or shelf, there's no financial benefit to doing it. If that is different from what I assumed it was, I will let you know. Their grading was pretty much spot on of what I thought they were. So the 2 books that I said were basically right where I said they would be. And again, I'm no professional grader. But it wasn't like I said a book was 9.0 and it came back a 2.0, or saying a book was a 2.0 and it came back a 9.0. So the grading seems to be pretty accurate. And other than some minor window dressings and minor things about custom labels and stuff, to each their own. So give them a try. Use the discount codes if you want to give them a try. If you've ever used them before, put it in the comments section. Let's share the experiences. If you've had a bad experience with any company, instead of bashing them and attacking them and making accusations, why not use constructive criticism so they can use that as a learning tool to improve the very thing that you may love or want to love? And I think that is important. So I want to thank the 19 people that are currently watching, 13 of which were kind enough to hit the like button. We're going to go with Back Issue Bin and Carl Cooper as today's surprise subscriber shoutouts. So if you want to put a link to your either a video or your channel, if you make videos, you could put that in the comments section. If you would prefer to put a link to one of your social networks instead, you can do that. Or if you prefer to put a link to something that you may sell on eBay or Etsy or Amazon, for example, you could put that link instead. So I'll leave it to you guys to decide that. Keep in mind, any links will have to be approved by me. So this way, it does not send anyone anywhere inappropriate. So if you do see a link in the comment section, it means it has been verified. So go check them out. So that is my EGS review. Very happy with the grades overall, and I would love to hear your opinion. So thank you so much for hitting the like button, for viewing, and taking the time to go into the live chat and sharing your thoughts. If you're interested in doing any of the trades that you see on the screen, please don't hesitate to contact me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. So give EGS a chance. Use those discount codes. Again, $5 off your order if you send 10 or more books in using the code WeLoveComics. And you can get one of them also pressed for free using the code WeLoveComicsFreePress. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks to EGS for giving me this opportunity and allowing me to speak my mind without being stifled. No non-disclosure forms, no nothing like that. I appreciate a company that's willing to allow me to share my thoughts and opinions without restriction. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day, and I will see you next video. And don't forget, it's not you, it is not I, it is we.